I'm like kind of running out of room here. So I am going to shift this a little bit. So that way you're seeing less of the lamp. Okay. So I hope everybody is doing well. Like I said, this is this week's Ascended Illuminations reading. For those of you that are just joining us, if you're joining us as a replay, please do hashtag replay. This just helps us get a better idea of how far things travel. If you're joining us live, welcome. We're very glad to have you. And as far as YouTube is concerned, there is the chat feature that is on. So hopefully I have that all taken care of. The way that this is done is I select 3 cards from an oracle deck. In this case, we just had 4 cards go flying out. But I'm going to be using the Fairy Wisdom Oracle deck. Fairy Wisdom Oracle deck. So this is by Nancy Brown and Amy Brown. So basically I shuffle and draw 3 cards, and based upon the 3 cards, one just flew out. I basically do 3 readings. So I do a reading for 1 card, I do a reading for the 2nd card, and I do a reading for the 3rd card. And whichever card you're drawn to, that is your reading. So since we're kind of saying adieu to summer and meteorological summer ending and meteorological fall beginning tomorrow, we are using the fairies. I thought that would be kind of a nice tribute. So let me do it. Okay. Alrighty then. So the 3 oracle cards that were pulled, this is kind of interesting, but I would say go with whichever fairy you're drawn to. Okay. So we have Lighting the Way, right? So this is going to be reading number 1, reading Lighting the Way. This kind of really pretty lilac colored fairy with the lantern that is literally leading the way. If you're drawn to the 2nd one, Forget Me Not, they're all purple. This is an amethyst with all the beautiful amethyst colors. I would say this is an amethyst fairy. So this is Forget Me Not, and those are Forget Me Nots that are there. And then finally we have Overindulge, and this is a fairy that is, I'm going to say, wine colored, because we see a lot of wine. We see grapes, we see the wine glass, and we also see the grapevines. So based upon whichever fairy you're drawn to, Light Your Way, 1, the lavender fairy, Forget Me Not, the amethyst fairy, or Overindulge, I guess you could say, the wine fairy, but that doesn't sound too good. So let's go with orchid colored fairy. Okay. So those are the 3. So based upon whichever you choose, that is your reading. So you can say hi to Charlie, who's sitting here behind me. For the reading, you may see Owen pop into the frame. You never know. So I'm just going to do a quick shuffle. We're going to go ahead and start. Hey, Erin, how are you feeling? So I'm actually in my office here at the house. And we were supposed to have tonight's Blue Moon ceremony. However, we found ourselves needing to not have it this evening. So that way we can focus on this and some other events. Hey, Sandy. Oh, sore. I bet you're sore, Erin. Are you able to put weight on your leg yet, or on your knee yet? So for Sandy, just so you know, we have 3 fairies that we're working with. And for the other people that are logging on to Facebook, we have Light Your Way with the Lilac Fairy. We have Forget Me Not with the, I guess you could say, Amethyst Fairy. And then this orchid colored fairy, I guess you could say, is connected to the color of wine, because there's a lot of wine. There's the wine glass and grape leaves and grapes. So I'm doing the first one for the Light Your Way. Okay, so you're just kind of checking in with us. Good, you haven't missed anything. So this week has been an interesting week. Oh, so you have a doctor's appointment on the 5th. Okay, well, that's around the corner. Yeah, I like the first one too, Sandy. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got going on for the Light Your Way Fairy. Okay, so it's almost like what you've been through, you've kind of turned a corner on. There was definitely an irritation that you definitely had to dig deep on. We had the 9 of Swords, which is definitely kind of giving it, we call it the headache card, or a depression card. But that is interestingly covered with the Princess of Discs, which is, I guess you could say, the Page of Pentacles. So I almost feel like there may be some things that you're working through in this week. Ahead of us is the Justice card. And we have the Justice card here and she has the scales, which is really the need to make sure you're staying in balance. It's almost like what you've been through, you're in the process of trying to sort things out and figure out kind of what your next steps are, but the universe is reminding you to really make sure that you are, hey Lisa, that you are in the process of really being grounded and anchored, especially with the scales. And I'm hearing justice will be served. So if there was something that went on last week or the week before, and there's been fallout, justice will be served. Okay. There is a lot that you're taking on. So I am going to say, definitely make sure that you are not overdoing. We have the 10 of Wands, which is usually the world on your shoulders. That's usually a conversation that I have with clients about the need to make sure that you are not, taking on too much, and that you're delegating, and that you are, lightening your load, to allow for things to come in. It's almost like if you've been diving headfirst into work or into new things since whatever shakeup happened, I'm going to say last week or earlier, this is a need to really kind of almost slow your roll. Don't allow yourself to just go full on balls to the wall, mode in order to just kind of fill time and fill space. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance with things, because Temperance is all about patience. Okay, so Temperance is about patience. And again, we have the need for balance. It's kind of like there's going to be a little bit of trial by fire. And I mean this literally. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. And wands are very creative. So I do feel like there's going to be stuff to work through, and you're going to kind of come up with a creative way of working through some of what's been going on. We do have the five of Cups, which is basically the best way to describe it is maybe you're putting your focus on the wrong things. Okay. It's almost like you're putting your focus on just trying to move forward and pushing ahead and filling up what you can do, and maybe not asking for help, but doing it yourself. And in the meantime, you're finding yourself losing track of the good things and the right things that are going on. Okay. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I'm going to draw another card, and I have the Devil card. So literally we have, don't allow yourself to be stuck in this rut. Sorry, I'm looking for a hair tie because it's been a long day. Don't get yourself stuck or trapped or feel like there's no way out, because there definitely is. Okay. With this, we have the people that are at the bottom are kind of, yeah, they're chained to the base, but I almost feel like this potentially could be kind of a self-imposed kind of, it's out of fear, you know? So it's definitely scary in order to take a leap, but don't allow yourself to get so far out over your skis on things that you're doing that as a way of just trying to move forward. Ask for help. We do have the Eight of Cups, which, as I like to say, is the screw it, I'm out of here card. Okay. And that is indicative of the fact that I think that this is really a transformation for you. This particular week, I mean, literally, we have the wings of the, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So, and we have a beautiful sunset. We have stuff forward and ahead of us. So it's like, be patient. Don't just fill everything in order to fill and move forward, but take your time. Really kind of use your discretion and use your discernment ultimately in order to allow yourself which is the best step for you. Okay, so that's important. The other thing is we have a lot of fours. It's kind of interesting. We have a lot of fours. We have the Four of Wands, which to me is always a celebratory card. So it's like, you're going to get through this. The light is at the end of the tunnel, so there is going to be a point where you're going to celebrate. Just don't get too far out over your skis is ultimately what I'm hearing. Don't take on too much. And I almost feel like this is a matter of taking on not just your energy and your energetics, but also your overall happiness, your overall financials. Don't bite off more than you can chew, especially with what's going on in this new, literally rising out of the fire. Okay. So that is lighting the way. And this is kind of interesting because we have the lantern with the fire in it, and it's all about moving forward. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So this is definitely, if you've chosen A and the lighting the way, which is the lilac fairy, then this is all about making sure you're using your patience and your discernment to move forward and to trust yourself. But remember to don't forget to ask for help, and don't forget to ask for guidance. It's definitely there. It's definitely attainable. But just don't go overboard, and don't allow yourself to get too far ahead of yourself. Take it one step at a time. Don't go from step A to step, D, and leap over a whole bunch of steps, because I think that's going to be where part of the downfall is. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the next fairy, which is the Forget-Me-Not fairy. And this one, I'm going to call her the Amethyst fairy, because the colors are much more amethyst to me. It's weird how they're all purple, which I think is kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. I just find that really weird that it's all purple. I like purple. I mean, purple certainly. For those of you that know me, know that I've had my hair purple for a number of years. In case you've been wondering, I actually changed my hair color. I should say I changed my roots from the blonde to more of a deep brownish purple. So yeah, it's something different. but it's still purple. It's still purple. And purple is also all about intuition. It's all about the third eye and good stuff like that. So let's do the pull for the second fairy. All right. While I'm pulling, I'm just going to go through a couple of things. We have so many cool things coming up. Let me just say that. I know I'm going to be in Sedona starting next Saturday. So I'm going to be broadcasting my trip from Sedona and checking in with people online when I am doing my weekly reading. Cindy's going to be doing the reading next week, but the following week I'm going to be reading from Sedona. So I'll be sharing a lot, and I have a couple surprises up my sleeve, just letting you know. And when I come back, we have a lot going on for the months of September and October and into November. It's like chock-a-block full. Cindy and I have been placed on the Wickford, let me try that again. The Wickford Wicked Week, which technically is like 3 weeks in the month of October. And basically, we are working on creating a really cool vibe for the village. And we're doing a bunch of different things. We are in the process of working on launching a small little psychic fair during one of the days or one of the weekend days of Wicked Week. We're also looking to possibly have a couple of other really cool surprises, as well as the Horribles Parade, which is a great family-friendly parade, a dog parade, a paddle parade. And then there's also the Rhode Island Witches Guild's Witches Parade, the Dancing Witches. So that's all going to be coming soon. What else? We also have an ancestral table tipping coming up on the Day of the Dead, which is November 1st. Okay. So we also have tea and tarot that's going to be coming up. Really excited about that because we're going to be really kind of doing some fun things that we haven't done before. Not just doing tarot readings, but we're also going to be doing special tea concoctions. We're also going to be doing a really cool witchy Halloweeny vibey theme, almost like a witchy theme for people to immerse themselves in while people are getting readings. But for the month of September, let's see. Let me put this down so I can actually see. So we have coming up, we have Harbor Lights, which is going to be with Cindy on the 15th. So we're going to be offering, I should say Cindy is going to be offering some mini readings for $44 and mini healings for $44. What else? We're going to be doing a fall equinox ceremony on the 22nd. I'm also going to be reading at A Touch of Magic on the 23rd from 11 to 4. And then I'm going to be teaching a class on the ancient goddess energy there at A Touch of Magic. So if you're interested in getting a reading that day with me or attending the ancient goddess energy class, reach out to A Touch of Magic through their Facebook page or even through their website, and you can go and log on and purchase your ticket or request a reading. Some other things that are going to be coming up. Let's see. Table tipping on the 26th. We're already starting to sell tickets for that, I know, which is great. And we also have the corn harvest full moon on the 28th. So, and then I'm going to actually be reading at the Bejeweled and Bedazzled event on Saturday the 30th at in Lincoln. It's actually the site where Hocus Pocus was shot. Yes, thank you, Sandy. And table tipping at A Touch of Magic is on Tuesday the 19th. So for A Touch of Magic, we have it set up so it's always the third Tuesday of the month, basically. So that's going to be going on. But I think it's Chase Farm in Lincoln, and it's a small historic house museum. And there at that land is where they actually put up a lot of the buildings and things like that for Hocus Pocus 2. So they started it last year, which was very cool. It was kind of soggy, not going to lie, because it rained, but they're going to be doing that again. So I'm going to be reading probably the Egyptian runes and probably the Celtic runes, as well as maybe some also just straightforward tarot. So we'll be doing that. So definitely check out Facebook page. We've posted a lot of the different things on the Facebook page of all the dates that are coming up for Avalon Enchanted. Just go to A Touch of Magic for my dates and classes and things like that for when I'm there. All right, let's do the reading for the Amethyst Fairy. So, oy vey. Did you change the date? Did I change the date from what, Sandy? So let me go ahead while Sandy responds. We have a lot of changes. We have a lot of cycles ending, cycles beginning. So I almost feel like if you've been finding yourself in a pretty good place, I'm going to say buckle up, Buttercup, because there may be some big changes that are coming down the pike that are going to really require you to dig deep. We do have some tower moments. We do have some 10 of wands, which is definitely a lot to carry, a lot to bear. Interestingly enough, we had the same 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Wands as in the first reading, but they're showing up in the second reading. But we have some other things. So we do have a fair amount of I'm going to say, I don't want to say loss, but I feel like table tipping is on the 19th. Touch of Magic table tipping is on the 19th. Sorry. Squirrel moment. Sorry. There are going to be some things that are going to maybe you find yourself being disappointed about. All right. I don't know if you feel like all of a sudden there have been things that you've been blindsided by, but I feel like there's going to be some things that are really going to change. Like we have the 3 of Swords and we have the Tower. We have the Empress, which is a woman that's definitely all about in her power. She is definitely in a good place, but I feel like the Tower moments and some of the cards to kind of allow things to kind of clear out need to happen first before the energy of the Empress comes in. The good thing is that we have the 8 of Cups again, which is my screw it, I'm out of here card. So I do feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And this one really, really reminds me, it's like the light after the storm. Okay, the light after the storm. So even though this week may be a lot, just know that you will get through it. Okay, it just might be not necessarily quite how you envisioned it looking, is how I'm going to phrase this. Okay. Again, try not to get too far ahead of yourself. Celebrate the small moments. Don't overtake too much. Okay, so the 10 of Wands is literally carrying the world on your shoulders. Don't be the person that's like, oh, never mind, I'll do it myself, in order to just try and get things done. You might need to kind of rely on people around you in order to kind of help you through that through that process. But there is some celebratory energy that is coming in. I just, like I said, embrace and allow yourself to celebrate the small moments this week, because I feel, especially with this full moon energy, we're taking things little by little. Okay. We're finding that if we are emotionally, I don't want to say out of balance or or checked out, the energy is going to amplify how we're feeling. Okay. So if the energy is amplifying how we're feeling, if we're feeling literally in a Tower moment, or if we're feeling in a Three of Swords moment, then that's going to amplify that. So really be careful of your thought patterns, your words, what you say to people, because that's may come back to come back to bite you. Okay. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But there is a lot in terms of the Wheel of Fortune. Again, that's all about cycles and things changing. I do feel like we had the Seven of Swords, which is usually something in terms of meddling energy that doesn't have the best intentions for you. And when we have the World card, which again is another cycle card. So literally it's one cycle ending, but a new cycle beginning. So we have to clear out that older energy, which I think is going to kind of really be a little bit of a challenge this week for the people who chose the Amethyst Fairy. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If I'm going to pull one more card, we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's like, okay, so this is about patience again. It's about allow yourself to kind of sit back, really take things in stride. And I would not necessarily make major decisions this week, because we are also in retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Okay. So no contracts, don't sign them. Communications are definitely going to get botched. That's just par for the course. So keep that in the back of your mind. I would think out what you say before you say it, because again, it's going to be one of those things that you can't take back. Okay. So that's what's going on for the people who chose the Amethyst Fairy. Now, let's take a look at the Orchid Fairy, or shall I say the Wine Fairy. Yeah, we're really excited. We're also in the process of starting to bring in some things into the studio space product-wise. So that is really exciting. It's going to take us a little bit of time for the month of September. But we should have stuff in place, I'm thinking probably by mid to late September, early October for that. So that's going to be really good. I'm also in the process of still working with people who are interested in working with Sekhmet. So Sekhmet, for those of you who might be wondering, is the lioness goddess from Egypt. She is all about destruction and clearing out what is no longer serving, but more importantly, she's also all about healing. So we have two very distinct dualities, and with that energy, 2 cards popped out, 3 cards, actually 5 cards popped out. So with that energy, we find ourselves really using that in order to provide healing, to work with her in terms of setting up an altar, to work with her in terms of really developing that bond and communication with her. So if people are interested, let me know and I will give you the details, because it's actually a 6-month class, I should say. What we're doing is we're doing it like 2 sessions a month. So you learn the healing, and you definitely get the healing part of things that are going on, as well as, for some reason, this stopped. Oh, okay. So So you basically definitely have a lot of healing energy that's brought in to help you clear out what blockages you have. And for people who are signing up for this, I'm also including, if they're interested, if they have been attuned to Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, like a Usui Reiki 1 and Usui Reiki 2, then I am also including in this the Sekam Reiki 1 attunement with this particular package. So if you're interested, let me know. If you need to get your Usui 1 and 2, we can always do that. We can always do the Sekam healing a little bit later on once you've actually acquired those pieces, and then do that. So there's definitely a lot of cool stuff. So let's see what came flying out. So we have the Four of Cups, which is interesting because this is all, I mean, look at the full moon. We have a lot of full moon energy, and this is a blue moon. Okay. But we also have the Prince of Wands. Again, we have really rolling through the fire. You know, this is a card that's all about movement, moving forward. But this is also somebody or a situation or news coming in that is creative and opportunities. But you got to kind of really put the creativity and it's going to light a fire under your bum. Okay. I'm going to put it that way. The next one that we have is the Princess of Wands. Again, more fire. Okay. More fire. And she has a tiger. So with this, we have, like I said, a lot of creative energy, and wands are also all about fire, okay? The element of fire. We also have the Magician, starting out, moving forward on things, being prepared, starting on plotting a course, okay? So let's see what else we got. Four of Discs again. Four of Wands again. I swear to God, I did shuffle. 10 of Wands again. All right. Okay, so if you've chosen, like I said, the orchid colored fairy, this is going to be a moment of really taking advantage of this fire, burning away what's no longer serving you or what you don't need. Not taking on too much. Remembering to ask for help as well. But there's a lot of good forward movement. The Prince of Discs, or in this case, the Page of Pentacles, is, again, you know, opportunities coming in. Again, there's the 8. You know, it's almost at your fingertips. It's just how you look at it. There are going to be some hiccups. I am going to say this. Be careful. Keep your ideas close to the vest. Okay? I almost feel like, especially with everything going on with Mercury retrograde, there are going to be moments where you find yourself, communication is all boggled. Okay? I'm going to take from the bottom of the deck. And that's the Three of Cups. So this is collaboration. What I'm going to say is just be careful in terms of your collaborations this week. Okay? Be careful in terms of your collaborations this week, because I feel like there may be an undercurrent of your ideas might be, shall I say, borrowed, is the best way to put it. Okay? Borrowed. I'm going to split the deck. And I got the Prince of Cups. So feelings are going to be hurt. You know, feelings are going to be hurt. Three of Discs, Three of Pentacles. Again, collaboration, just be careful. I mean, it can definitely be fruitful. Don't get me wrong. Here's the Ace of Cups, but I just feel like communication is going to be a challenge this week. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and just keep your ideas, your plans that you have that you want to implement close to you. Don't just do a big, dump of everything, because people are going to pick them up and run with them. Okay? People are going to pick them up and run with them. So, and that's going to be the part that's really discouraging. The moon. Yeah, you don't know everyone's motive. Okay? Granted, we do have the full moon. And like I said, this moon, again, it's a blue moon, which means that it's the second full moon in the month, okay, because it's a 29-day cycle. But we find that with the moon card, we're not seeing the full picture on things. So I almost feel like it goes hand in hand with the Seven of Swords, where their motives of potentially partnerships are not necessarily on the up and up. So just be careful. Okay. 10 of Swords. You might find that you change your mind. So I would say for now, if you can hold off on doing some things with the collaboration, if it means forging ahead with a partnership, I would hold off until Mercury retrograde is over. Okay. And I would not necessarily tell them the reason as to why you're doing that, but I would probably do that, because I feel like things can just kind of get out of control and just be like crazy. Yeah, Three of Swords. People's emotions are going to get hurt, and you're going to find yourself, I feel like, on the short side of the stick. So keep that in mind. Emotionally, just keep on focusing on the future, keep on focusing on moving ahead, but just keep everything quiet to yourself and let the chips fall where they will. But really, really kind of be careful about how you say things and what you say. Again, you're not able to take things back, and that's going to be something that's going to be a huge challenge. So keep that in mind. So that's the reading for this week. Again, I am going to be leaving for Boston on the 8th. And we fly to Phoenix early in the morning on the 9th. And then we drive to Sedona on the 9th. And we're there from the 9th to the 15th, and we come back early in the morning. Actually, we leave, let me phrase that. We leave early in the morning from Sedona to go back to Phoenix, and our flight gets in very, very late. So I am not going to be open and doing readings or seeing any clients on the 17th, because I know my internal clock is going to be all sorts of crazy. So with that being said, my apologies right up front. But again, we have a lot of good events that are coming up for September and October. If you are familiar with the Avalon Enchanted Facebook page, please make sure that you like and you follow it. Please make sure that you like and follow the Avalon Enchanted Instagram page, and also the YouTube page. With the YouTube page, that's where I've placed a lot of these readings. So you can actually go back, and they're actually categorized as Ascended Illumination readings. I've also posted a number of my red light readings, so there's some things that you can view on that. What else? We have table tipping I'm just going to go through the events again, just in case. So we have Harbor Lights coming up on the 15th that Cindy will be there for. And I think that's going to be a fun event. It's kind of like Waterfire, but Wickford style. We have, hold that thought. This is my true notebook. Yeah. Okay. So Cindy's doing a guided meditation on Tuesday, the 12th of September. So that is going to be good. So if you are in the process of learning about chakras, or if you are finding yourself blocked, then this is going to be something that will help clear out the chakra centers and allow you to be able to really be grounded and anchored and be able to work through this Mercury retrograde. She has this available for people that are in person in studio as well as online through Zoom. So you are able to join us remotely if you are not in the area or if you're not able to make it. Again, Harbor Lights on the 15th. So that will be fun. I'm doing table tipping on the 19th at A Touch of Magic. Tickets are still available, I believe. Fall equinox ceremony at Avalon Enchanted on the 22nd, both online and also in person. Again, if you can't make it, you can join us remotely. And then at A Touch of Magic, I'm reading on the 23rd from 10 to 4, and I'm teaching ancient goddess energy. So we're going to be covering a couple of different goddesses that actually have a lineage, I guess you could say, that keeps on coming back and winding through. So we'll be working with that. Table tipping on the 26th at Avalon Enchanted, and the Corn Harvest Moon, which will be led by Cindy on the 28th. That will also be in person and online. And then again, I'm at Bejeweled and Bedazzled on the 30th. So September is action-packed, plus the trip. October, again, let's see. I'm actually going to be reading at the Psychic Fair in October at A Touch of Magic, both Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th. We're also going to be having the Buck full moon. Got to check on that. Harbor Lights again. So the Harbor Lights in October is going to be a good one. So if you're looking for something to do that's going to be Halloweeny, then definitely check out Harbor Lights on the 13th, because that is going to be the spooky Harbor Lights. And there'll be a lot of different events going on. Saturday the 14th is the Oktoberfest that they're going to be having there. That's going to be a fundraiser for veterans. And that evening, Cindy and I are kicking off Tea and Tarot and doing a Halloween witches cottage theme, I guess you could say. And then I am going to the Queen concert on the 15th. Cindy's going to be having a Violet Flame Energy Group healing on the 17th of October while I'm table tipping at A Touch of Magic in Uxbridge. And then that's when things get even crazier. So that's when the 21st is our Dancing Witches Parade in Wickford. The 22nd is the Witches Paddleboard Parade. Weather rain date is the 29th. We have the Sip and Stroll. So every so often, Wickford will do a really cool event by all of the different store owners where they do a sip and stroll just to kind of help, create a really fun evening. Sometimes there's different events to do. Sometimes there's, things going on in some of the different stores and things like that. So the Sip and Stroll is going to encourage you to kind of check out all of the different shops that are going to be all decked out for the holiday for October. And there's also going to be a scarecrow judging contest. So for those of you that might not know this, Wickford has been hosting a scarecrow contest of all the shop owners for a number of years. And I guess it kind of gets a little intense. So that's going to be going on. And then the 28th, that's going to be a day that's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to circle, something to do I would say do October 28th. I would say look at doing October 13th or 14th, or the 26th, because that is going to be a bunch of stuff going on. So let me just walk you through that one, because that one is action-packed. You're going to be there for the entire day. So we have the Horribles Parade, which is basically families all dressed up in Halloween costumes, parading through Wickford, which is adorable and a lot of fun. When I was working with Newport Ghost Tours, I actually got to lead the parade a couple times, and it was a lot of fun. So if you have little ones, that's a great day to bring them and participate. They'll do prizes for families. They'll do prizes for individual costumes, you name it. There's also going to be trick-or-treating throughout the village with all of the different shops. So kids are going to have the opportunity to go from shop to shop and trick-or-treat. And then Cindy and I have our full moon ceremony that evening. So that's going to be a very long day, but it's definitely going to be a good day. And then finally, we, like I said, we might have some surprises. So be aware that there might be something that comes up on the 27th, and also some other dates. But then we have the ancestral table tipping, which is on Wednesday, November 1st, from 7 to 9. So check out the events. We'll be updating them as we go. Again, remember to like and share our Facebook page, like and share our Insta page, our YouTube page. Please remember with the YouTube page, if you wouldn't mind, to please hit the bell, so that way you're alerted to all of the different videos that are posted. And then like and share, comment, that helps us with our algorithms too. Helping us with our algorithms is really important, not only on YouTube, but also on Facebook. So we would really appreciate if you can show us some love and help us out with that, because the more people we get a chance to get to, then the bigger we get to broaden our community. And that's what we're really trying to focus on building with Avalon Enchanted. We're building a community. We're building literally a community there in Wickford, as well as a community of individuals that are all over the world with like-minded ideas. So that's something that's really important to me and to Cindy. Again, we're going to be bringing in some product. We're going to be bringing in some new things. We've started. So for those of you that saw that we had done a little rearranging this past weekend, that was the official kickoff. So there may be some things. There may be some things available Saturday. Just an FYI. So that's worth checking out. But more things are going to be coming in over the next couple of weeks. So that's good. What else? Again, I'm taking people for Sekhmet, and this is going to be this is an intensive that is really amazing energy. And if you connect with Sekhmet, if you find her popping up, if you find yourself getting a lot of images of felines, as you see my big blubberhead behind me. If you find yourself, having different dreams where she pops in, or if you just feel a little uneasy, it could be her coming in. Because remember, she is a goddess of duality, with not only the healing, but also the destruction. And the idea behind that is sometimes you really do need to clear things out before you can allow healing to step forward and to come in and take root. So this is going to be a journey for people who connect with Sekhmet, who want to work with her. She is very good about making her presence known to people and to kind of say, I want to work with you. I mean, for me, she's been saying, I want to work with you since I was 8 or 9 years old. as I'm sure people have seen with my picture of the lion cub draped across my lap when I was a kid, which as I'm going through things, it popped up. So yes, Cindy, Sandy, you're definitely surrounded by felines. So this is a 6-month intensive that focuses on how to connect with her, how to work with her energy, how to channel her, how to set up an altar with her, how to interpret her energy, and also again, if you have been attuned to Reiki 1 and 2, the Usui Reiki 1 and 2, then we're including the Sekam Reiki, which is the Sekhmet Healing Reiki, as part of this program. If you haven't been attuned to Usui Reiki 1 and 2, then what I'm recommending, it's still available for you. I'm not going to take that part out. But I just ask that you do the Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 somewhere with a reputable Reiki practitioner. So that way you get the full fundamentals of that, because some of that is in with the Sekam Reiki, and it builds a good solid foundation for things. So that will allow you to do healing on yourself. That will also allow you to also start with doing some healing on other people, and really understanding what the energy is about, and understanding what the Egyptian belief behind ancient healing techniques. We also cover some things with plants. We cover some things with herbs. We cover some things with oils, because those are also things that are very much tied in with ancient Egyptian healing beliefs and healing modalities, and how they viewed their, I guess you could say, ascent to the afterlife. Okay, so that is what's going on. We have a bunch of other cool stuff, which I'm not going to talk about because I know I've taken up way too much time this evening for everyone. So thank you for those that popped in. I really appreciate it. Again, just kind of send us some love here on Facebook or Insta, here on YouTube, so we can really make some great changes with these algorithms and really start to get a lot of great momentum. So more people get to know about us, and we get to help more people, and we get to broaden our community. And we also get to really make Wickford an amazing, intuitive village that is fostering a great community. So please take care. Next time you see me online will be from Sedona. So I will be broadcasting that. So take care. If you have questions, please enter your questions or comments. Enter your comments. If you want to hit me up for a reading, that's fine. I'm happy to do that. I will have cards with me while I'm away. Just remember, there's a 3-hour time difference. Also, Cindy will be available for reading. So for this weekend, Cindy's going to be in studio tomorrow in Wickford. Okay. And I'm going to be available in Wickford on Saturday. So I'll be there pretty much from like 10 to 5, I want to say. I'm not quite sure what the hours are. I would say reach out to Cindy or reach out to the Avalon Enchanted page, and we can get that information for you. Cindy is going to be there from about 10:30 to about 1:15 on Sunday. And unfortunately, it's still kind of a question mark as to what's happening with Monday, the holiday, because I got some packing to do. I got to pack for myself. I got to pack for my husband. I also got to make sure that everything is squared away for the cats while we're away. I also got to make sure that everything is squared away for the dog when she goes to the kennel and good stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to kind of go through and get everything done. So I may be needing to use that time, especially during that week, in order to get all that stuff done. So Take care. Have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you later. Bye.